Asian men are cooked when it comes to dating.
Men are currently experiencing the highest levels of loneliness in human history. And it's no surprise when most of you are getting your dopamine fed to you through a screen in the isolation of your own home.
Bro, if you're 31, maybe even 25, and you never dated, it's like leveling up. It's not like you just dive right into it and then you can find the perfect one.
It doesn't matter though.
No, it does matter because now masculinity is dead. I don't want to go into doing this because I'm scared what the outcome's gonna be. You could be dating a girl for like 5 years. I could be dating a girl for like a month. I already know everything about her. You don't know anything about your girlfriend. Little do you know, she's probably like screwing some guy, and then you find out 5 years later.
I want to introduce Sir Jono, who rode on a horse today to get here. Like fucking Christ, dude. It's so funny though.
Welcome back to the Controvert podcast, where we talk about Asian dating. Today, we are laughing our asses off because we can't get this goddamn intro straight. Because I keep telling the viewer over and over again, I've done this many times, that we today, first time, we have this new setup. And I personally believe that this new setup has been the best so far. And Jono was like, well, it's the best because I'm here. I'm your top guest ever. I always make this pop in, right?
Hey, facts are facts and the numbers don't lie. So I'm glad to be back. Let's run it up.
Well, Jono, I mean, what if it was just the topic that we're discussing that made it pop in? You know what I mean?
Let's just get going with what no one wants to see you ramble about the new setup and whatever. Let's go.
All right,
let's go.
Jono, do you think Asian men are cooked when it comes to dating?
I think to a certain extent, if you really think about it, right from the childhood, it's pretty, raised more reserved a lot of the times. Their parent, like my parents, your parents are not from the U.S. So there's somewhat of a, I guess, language barrier gap, right? Cultural understanding gap. Mm-hmm. But I think when you get to that dating age, right, whatever you want to call it, everyone figures that out at a different time in their life. The truth of the matter is I think it's within that person to figure it out. So yes and no.
Yeah. Well, let me give you some context, right? So the context is recently I had a really long talk with one of my close friends he was like my childhood friend. Mm-hmm. So he has never dated before. And bro, like, my bad if I'm pointing this out. I'm not going to say your name if you're watching this. He does watch the pod, by the way.
That's great. What's up, man?
I'm not talking shit. But I do have concerns because he's like, I've never dated, but I'm not really that keen on trying to date. And I'm like, why is that? And so he was saying things like, well, I just haven't really gotten to it. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I'm 31, right? You're like 30. He's like around our age. He's 31 as well.
Sure.
And I was like, bro, if you're 31 or 30, even maybe even 25 and you never dated, it's like leveling up. It's not like you just dive right into it and then you can find the perfect one. You have to actually contribute and then develop your skills.
Yeah.
To get that girl of your dreams. You don't just all of a sudden, oh, I'm ready at the age of 40. And then you don't know how to decipher a girl's tactics or when you're getting played and shit like that. And so I look at this, right? This is just a personal anecdote, but I see it so common with Asian men. Maybe just men in general, right? But I personally feel like most of the dudes on Reddit are Asian dudes. Like these scrawny ass dudes that don't hit the gym. I'm not trying to shit on our race, right? Our ethnicity, whatever, right? But like there have been people in the past that comment and they go like, why are you talking shit on Asian men? You're such a disgrace. I'm not saying that. I say this as a point, like I told my friend, I was like, hey, bro, you should start dating, man. I don't want to see you end up with like no kid because it's a serious thing. And like so many guys are checking out right now. Like, what do you have to say with that?
Well, I mean, you gave really good advice. I don't think you need to bring up the whole kid aspect. He's very far away from a kid.
Yeah, well,
right. Let alone, but
it's because I just had a kid, right? So that's why I think about that a lot.
But ultimately, it comes down to digging deeper with them and figuring out why. Like, is it just because he's lazy? He's scared? He's nervous? He has anxiety?
Yeah.
Right? That's ultimately what it comes down to.
Yeah.
right? So
I think that is a really good point. And with that, I'm going to play this video real quick.
let's do it.
Do men do? What is there for them to do in a society where, toxic feminism exists and many women, think that they hate straight men? Then what do they do?
Well, yeah, I think first off, realizing that the world isn't necessarily out to get you. It's not like they care about you, but it's the fact that they don't care that is the problem. It's tough, man. Like, one of the things that came up there was dating.
Yep,
And one of the
obviously.
challenges was men struggling to approach and struggling to be recognized by women. So there's an interesting set of stats that 86% of women say that they want a man to make the first move.
Yep.
50% of men are scared of making the first move for being seen as creepy. And
Interesting.
20% of Gen Z say that a man approaching a woman in person always or usually constitutes harassment. So you have a very difficult circle to square
Wild.
here,
Yeah.
right? You have women who still want to be approached. You have men who know that if they don't approach, nothing's going to happen.
Yep.
But if they do approach, they're scared of being seen as creepy. They're concerned that they're going to either upset this girl or that they're going to be part of some Me Too scandal, which
Yep.
isn't good. And then you have a societal pressure. Lots of men are checking out of the world. And yeah, we need to ask not just why aren't men opening up about this, what can they do to fix themselves, but structurally, how can we actually help?
What do men
You see, like,
Wow,
this,
that's
dude,
interesting.
Dude, it's like a cycle of death.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
So let me comment on what they said there. I could totally see the points that he's making, right? Because there's a lot of statistics in there.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, being in LA, you are pretty lucky because there's a lot of options. We're in a bigger city. If we're in any smaller city, I think the chance is, it just makes everything infinitely harder. Okay, that's number one. Number two,
Really? I think being in a city, though, it kind of screws everyone's thought processes. And it makes, like, wholeflation, like, a real thing. You feel me?
the whole what?
The wholeflation. You know what wholeflation is?
I don't know a lot of the terminology that you use, man. Yeah, I'm not on urbandictionary.com, bro. Okay? With this.
Dude, it's a common term, wholeflation.
Okay,
okay, it's
whatever.
like when girls like think they're actually way above like average when they're actually like not even that great in terms of looks or emotions. Like it's like fours thinking they're tens.
I think in LA, that's just not the case. I mean, you drive 35 minutes down, and you'll see some of the most physically attractive people in the world. So that's a straight delusion then, right? Or if you go to Miami, I mean, everyone's so good looking in Miami. It's bizarre.
Well, have you ever had a case where like you went on a date with like a not so good looking chick? She didn't have a good personality even, and she thought she was like hot shit, and she exuded that confidence like, "Oh, Jono, you're below me."
honestly,
That never happened to me too much. It's happened, but not like a lot. You know what I mean?
Honestly, no, because I don't go out with girls that I think are not that attractive. I'm pretty picky, dude. I hate to say it.
Bro,
I'm picking my own way. I think some people would say Jono doesn't have good taste. Well, if that's the case, I don't really care. I don't really care.
I was probably down bad for a bit, man. Maybe.
I'm not saying that either. All right. No. Some people are just more open to tasting the rainbow, right? They're like Skittles. They like every flavor.
Yeah.
Me, I only like the green one, green apple.
Great. Okay.
So like I'm more selective, right? But to his point in the video,
Yeah.
you need to have thick skin, okay, to be out in this dating world.
Yeah, but
And I'll tell you a perfect example.
Sure.
Okay. So there's so many people that are on these apps, and very commonly you would think that the connection has been built already with a certain somebody, but let's just say you haven't met yet, or even if you have brought them on a first or second date and you think you're doing your best in providing value, building trust, from doing all the right steps.
okay.
There's been situations where they've disappeared off the face of planet
Yeah,
Earth.
that's happened to me.
Yeah, and you have to sit there alone and just be
Yes.
like, that was great. On to the next. Or on to doing whatever I was going to do, right? And
The problem with that though is that when they first experience that, this is why I say it's like leveling up. Like dating is like leveling up because once you experience these heartbreaks or even not even heartbreaks, you're just like confused, like what the hell happened? you can't just sit there and be like, I'm gonna stop dating. You have to sit there and evaluate how you can be better, how you can attract more. But like some of these guys, I feel like, yeah, that's one issue. They don't have thick skin. But another issue that I'm more focused on is like, man, they don't even want to try. Like some of them, they don't even think it's like worth trying for, or they haven't tried at all. Like my friend, I'm like, dude, like I know a handful of guys that they don't even want to try, and they've never tried before in their lives.
So
I'm like, what the hell is
so
wrong?
to be fair, I obviously don't think the same way that they do, but I can understand where they're coming from. Okay. And here's why. It's not easy to take the first step. Right. And there's a lot of reasons why. Okay.
But the thing is, like, our parents did that. Like our dads would
Does
do that.
It doesn't matter
all
what
the time.
It doesn't matter though.
Well,
right?
No, it does matter, because now masculinity is dead. Now these guys don't even have balls anymore. Their testicles are castrated. Oh my God. I don't even know if I'm going to get demonetized for saying this shit. But they're like castrated. They're neutered, bro. They're like dudes that aren't even dudes. They're like, I don't want to go into doing this because I'm scared what the outcome's going to be. Or I don't see like, bro, you're never going to have a kid, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay, stop saying the kid thing.
Dude,
they're so far away from that.
No, yeah, they're so far away from that. But look, they're 30 years old.
I understand.
Bro, how can you be... Dude, and you're still far away from that.
Maybe they can start at 35 and a half years old.
No, at this rate, they're never going to have one. Maybe 50 years old, they'll have one.
Who knows? Maybe one day they might just be sitting at a tea shop and a really, really attractive girl just comes up to them. And then, without even trying, first shot attempt, she approaches him, and they get married, and they live a happy life.
What?
Hey.
That's like 0.01% chance.
It's probably less than that, but but it's still possible. It's still possible. Is it possible or not?
Bro, Jono, you cracked me up. Yeah. You actually are the star guest, man. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, sure. But
Yeah.
But I think dating apps, I tell all my friends who don't really like date, right? I'm like, just try dating apps, man.
Yeah.
You might see something you like. You might get some insight, at least learn a little bit.
100%.
Even if you're not really that serious about dating right now, you kind of still need to learn, because you won't know the feeling of like getting played. You won't know how to spot getting played. You won't know like how it feels to have your heart broken and all of the above, right? You won't know how to deal with that. And so I think a lot of these guys, I mean, maybe there's some guys out there watching this. They're probably like, well, no, I'm trying every day to find a girl. Well, I'm not talking about you, so chill the fuck out. But there's a lot of guys that I see personally where they're just like, I just haven't gotten to it because I want to do other things. You know what I mean? So I'll play one last video.
Let me smack some sense into you. Young men are currently experiencing the highest levels of loneliness in human history. And it's no surprise when most of you are getting your dopamine fed to you through a screen in the isolation of your own homes. Like, what do you expect when all 3 of your friends are from Discord playing League of Legends every night? So all you need to do is go outside, get a new hobby like surfing, hiking, or Muay Thai, and make friends in real life. And I promise it's much more rewarding than rotting alone in your room.
What I meant with that is like these guys, they probably feel like more of a dopamine rush, like just going online. It's like watching like OF, you know, other shit by themselves, and even playing games, bro.
Yeah.
So some of these guys, like, they are gamers. Some of these guys are not gamers. But I'm like, what are you doing with your life? And they don't have hobbies. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do I have more friends than you? I have more hobbies than you. How do I have more success than you? It's like crazy. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, at least get something up. At least level up in something, you know what I mean? And then like dating is a big one, you know what I mean? Like you have to understand that. But then some people would say, well, they haven't leveled up other things, that's why they can't level up dating. I still feel like you could still attract a girl even without money or success.
100%.
I've seen it.
No,
from
100%.
A lot of loser dudes.
You don't need to call them loser dudes just because
And they are losers.
just because their net worth is higher than yours and mine combined. All right,
You said is or isn't?
is okay. You don't need to spew some jealousy. All right, we're okay with that.
all right,
no, but this is a great video. This is a great video for a lot of reasons, right? I think it's super helpful, insightful.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, just as you mentioned, everyone's just staying at home, doing whatever. Even if they watch this, it's in one ear, out the other, right?
Yes.
And I love how she mentioned. I mean, all her points are really, really true. You know, it's like go outside, do something,
Touch some grass, man.
yeah. And this, that's a problem with living in a digital world, right?
Yeah.
Where you mentioned OF, like, why would anybody pay for that?
It's dumb.
Yet, us saying that, they generate
So much.
they're in the tens of billions. They're the tens of billions in revenue.
I mean, the final point I'll say, right, just to cut this a little bit shorter, is that probably these dudes just don't really have the ability or capacity to think anymore. Like, how do you not know that you paying for OF, you're talking to a dude at the end of the screen? That's so dumb. Like they probably lack common sense now, because they're just so used to, or they're accustomed to consuming fast content that they don't know how to think anymore.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's so easy to just get stuck on the screen, and I feel like it definitely makes your mind just numb.
Yes,
like, just plastic.
I mean, I do it. I'm sure you do it. I'm sure we both, like, while we're about to sleep, we just like consume content, right? But like some people, they do it like for hours. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, and it becomes a problem when you start seeing trends like your buddy that you talk to.
Yeah.
Look, he's at the age where definitely he should be at least trying something. So if he's on his phone already, try a dating app, right? See what happens.
Yeah, I'm not saying, look, like, I'm not saying that he's like a loser or anything. It's just
No.
more like I'm concerned about like my friends, their abilities to date properly. But there are some guys out there, yeah, they're a loser in almost everything, for sure. But like, bro, like this concerns me so much, and I've been always saying, like, people got to stop consuming content so much, because that's how they become empty vessels, and that's how they just become brainless NPCs. But, people in the comments, they will always be like, well, it's a good way to unwind. Why do you have a problem with it? Shut the fuck up, man.
Well, let me tell you. Here's a big caveat, I guess, to this, right? Is you recommending or suggesting your buddy to kind of go out there, right?
Yes.
Even if you were to tell him that every single day, like a drill sergeant of some sort, he's not going to do it. He has to internalize it within himself.
Yeah.
And really get the ball moving, because it's not that easy, especially when you're so used to whatever habits he's used to, right? Which is clearly not a good path. But I really question if he actually wants to date or not.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I mean, he says he does want to have kids and he feels the pressure, right? But then, like, if you feel that pressure and that's the legacy that you need to leave behind for your parents, and your parents are expecting that, then you shouldn't really let them down. And you're really doing a disservice to yourself and to your parents when that happens, right? And so, like, for example, me, right? I wouldn't take any chance. Like, my whole life, I was like, no way I'm going to let that happen to my parents or to me. I was like, I have to make sure that I secure a fucking baby.
Secure a baby?
Secure a baby.
Yeah, I think it was like securing a bag,
Securing a bag.
Well, I will say, and I will have to mention this as well. At 31, yes, it is late, but luckily for men, he still has time.
He does, but
he needs to move. He needs to move, though. He needs to move.
Yeah, bro.
Right? Because it takes, I would say, he might have a steep learning curve. I would say 2 or 3 years minimum.
I don't know, man. Like,
to get the foundation, and then after that, you could, right?
These friends of mine, right? Like, they're not really that social. I feel like when you're not that social, like, you don't really have that steep of a learning curve when it comes to relationships. It would go at a slower pace because when you're less sociable, you connect with that person way less. And you don't even know this person. You could be dating a girl for like years, 5 years. I could be dating a girl for like a month. I already know everything about her. You don't know anything about your girlfriend. And then little do you know, she's probably like screwing some guy. And then you find out 5 years later. And you never had the ability to deduce that. That's fucked.
Well, I actually do have a question for you regarding the guys that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
And the one, your buddy's that's 31, you know, is he open to some sort of coaching? Because, hey, I've never done this before, but he can ping me for some consultation. And I'll even include the first session for free.
Damn. What? Are you becoming a dating coach now? Other than poker, you doing dating coach shit now?
Look, I just like helping people.
Yes.
And if you said you're concerned, I'm only going to do it for him, by the way. I'm not going to open some freaking weird boot
Pandora's
camp.
box.
Yeah. No, but if it's going to take my time, I will actually...
Nah, but yo, comment below if you want Jono be your dating coach.
I'll do my best, and I will get
school.
No. That not a dating school. That'd just be too crazy.
No, but for real, Jono has learned how to maximize his matches. So, if you guys really are interested, comment below. Like, this is not like a fucking... It's not a scam. Like,
it's not cheap, though.
I actually think that he could actually pull it off if he wants to.
Yeah, which is why I'm offering for your buddy.
But a final last thing I'm going to say, I did kind of soft pushed the idea before. It did get a little bit tense. So I think the problem with these dudes, like, you can't directly say it to them, hey, like, you need to do this. Like, they have to see something, like, for example, this podcast, and they have to actually, like, something awakens them. They get enlightened. And they're like, oh, you know what? This is fucking right. So I hope, you know, this friend of mine, I really hope you're watching this and you don't take it like I'm trying to, you know, it's all out of love, you know?
Of course. This is what the podcast is for. It's for, you know, awareness, and that's why I'm on. Like,
a lot of, you know, I've had a lot of friendships where it failed because I was too harsh, but I had a lot of friendships that prospered and still prosper to this day because they understand that, you know, I'm a real shooter. Like, I'm a straight shooter. I'm gonna tell you straight to your face, like, what the fuck the problem is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, some people,
like a gangster. Like, I'm a straight shooter, bro. Like, I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm Panda from the Controvert podcast. You need to,
the gang sign CP. Oh shit! I'm gonna shut up, bro.
No, you just said it like, or you're rapping like, I'm a shooter. I'm a straight shooter. To close, as well. Look, it's not easy for anybody. Doesn't matter what race you are as a guy. I think there's a lot of hurdles to overcome, but just look at it like a self-improvement, self-development process, right? And just get better a little bit every single day. Just like if you're learning a new sport or doing something brand new, right? I think that's really important, is just actually doing it. But if you don't, then you're done. Right?
The problem with that, though, like, you say, like, for all men, like, I feel like Asian men, they have it probably the hardest because, like, their parents, our parents were, like, they taught us, you got to be, like, more docile. You got to listen. And so they end up becoming, like, very quiet and submissive, you know? So that's, like, the opposite of masculinity. That's femininity, actually. And when you're submissive like that. So then it shapes, like, a lot of these Asian dudes to be fucking no balls grown.
Sure, but you can never put the blame back on the parents, in my opinion.
I'm not putting it on the parents. I'm just saying, like, that's how they grew up. So maybe if we shed more light on this issue, then they'll be like, oh shit, you know what? Like, I gotta kind of rewire what I was taught and only treat my parents like that, but not how I treat like women or like my friends, and be more outspoken. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because, like, that's the problem. Like, you have a lot of these Asian dudes that, or maybe even Asian women, right? They're taught from a young age, I gotta just be quiet and listen and study and be good at math. But then they don't understand how that's going to affect them in the long run for social abilities. So,
no, that's a really good point. But look, it comes down to just getting out there and make it fun. Have fun. Try to make it fun, right?
Yeah.
There's a saying. It's like you're gonna experience pain, but eventually, the glory, when you experience that, it covers up for all the pain. And like I think of that all the time when I'm going through whatever, right?
You don't get a response from a girl?
When I don't get a response, I don't care.
Damn.
Let's be honest.
All right, man.
Oh,
Damn.
why would I care? Why?
Bro, if I liked a girl, I would be like, man. But, you still move on.
Okay.
Right?
Honestly, I would be, I guess you could say, quote unquote, phased for, I'm not joking, like 5 minutes. and then I'm just like, okay, on to the next. And what's cool is it motivates me even more.
Yeah.
So then I start blasting away.
Or, maybe it's probably like you just
use it as motivation.
You probably tell yourself that to a point where you believe it. You know what I mean? And that's powerful too. And that's where guys, like, they should use that as well. That's another tactic as well.
What do you mean as in?
Like, it's like placebo for yourself. You brainwash yourself that you don't think she hurt you. You know what I mean?
Not really, to be honest with you. The truth of the matter is, you have to look at it kind of logically, right? Look, she didn't respond, and that's all there is to it. She lost out on the prize, you could say, right? Like, look at yourself as, hey, like, I'm a cool guy. There's a bunch of pretty weird guys out there. Right?
What if he is a weird guy? All right, screw it, man.
Oh my God.
We'll just end it. Yeah, this is like opening a can of worms, dude.
Yeah,
but
this is...
final point I just want to say to wrap this up is don't stop trying. I don't want a lot of the guys out there to be like sexless, to be babyless, to be womenless. And I think it's very important. Jono's trying. Jono's making an effort quite often, right?
What do you mean? Every single day for this month, at least, and then I take a month off because it's just too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I had my time with that before I had a kid and I have my partner right now. I mean, you just have to keep trying. But like, yeah, I mean, obviously prioritize and have a balance. And yeah, like I just hope like more guys can understand this, because it's not something you can just jump in when you're fucking ready. Like, bro, I've seen like guys who make a lot of money. They think, oh, now I can start dating because I have money, bro.
It's irrelevant.
Nah. Yeah.
You know what happened on my first date?
What?
So my first Hinge date or whatever, right? No.
You told me. Yeah. We mentioned it. You spent like.
Oh, I was so nervous, right? I spent like $600 on the.
I thought it was 400.
Well, it was like four. Yeah, I think it was 400, and it was. I had zero clue what I was doing, and there's so many things to pick up on that really we can't explain.
Like I said,
yeah, you just have to go out and face the heat.
Yeah.
Face the heat, as they call it. Right?
I look at it like it's like RuneScape. You gotta level up attack. You gotta level up defense. Think about for real. Think about it.
I know.
You gotta level up your career. That's like probably like attack. You gotta level up your defense. That's like probably leveling up your body, right? Like getting fit.
Yep.
And then leveling up your dating, right? That's another aspect.
It's
that you can
huge.
level up.
Because when you level up your dating, what it also helps is every relationship in your life, your friendships, they should prosper too.
Yes.
You learn how to interact with people in so many other ways that you weren't doing before. I just thought it was hilarious you mentioned RuneScape, because that buzzword now has them all running back straight to the desktop or laptop, whatever they're playing. And now you just, now they're...
Have you played RuneScape before?
No.
Okay, so there's another point I want to make. So this is kind of crazy, but if you level up attack or defense or strength, any of these, right, it factors into your overall level. So what you mentioned, if you level up dating, it also levels up your overall level.
I love that.
Bro, that, boom, right there, baby.
All right, well, time for me to play some RuneScape and level up to the moon.
All right, yo, we're going to wrap it up here, but thanks for watching the Controvert podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.